Mike Owens here, and today I'm joined by the star boy, Manel Kape, who unfortunately we have not seen in action in 2022, but burst onto the scene in the UFC in 2021. Manel, great to sit down and chat. How are things with you today?
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be on your podcast. And I'm good. I'm good right now. I feel good.
As I said, we had 4 fights in 2021, but no fights this year so far. I know you've had cancelled fights, but what has the 2022 been like in the world of Manel Kape?
Yeah, it's been crazy, I've been training since January. I do all camps, a lot of fight camps. And unfortunately, the fights, every fight was canceled. Already three fights. I supposed to have probably 4 fights in this year, and probably this year was supposed to go to the fight for the belt, but unfortunately the things don't go like we want.
How difficult is it when a fight gets cancelled? I know you had the Sumadeji fight was cancelled on fight week. I know Bontarine was cancelled the day before the fight. How difficult were those experiences for you?
No, for me was strange feeling. It was a strange feeling because I don't know, like I say, like every camp I feel better, feel every day like better than another camps, and this is uh, what I was feeling like. I was feeling in my best shape. I was feeling in my best fat camp. I just want to show my talent and I show my skills to the people. It was not about money. It was about like to show to to beat someone. I wanna hurt someone. Like I need this. This is my job, and this is who I am. And it's like they keep the monster inside the cage. They don't relieve. It's how I feel.
We need to talk about the two wins that you've had in 2022, two spectacular wins against Ode Osborne and against Zhumagalov. Can I ask how close were those two performances to perfection? How happy are you with those two wins?
I was happy. I was happy. I was needed this kind of the victory. It's not just to win. It's not just to win. It's the way how I need to win. Always need this, and I know that I always need to put on show. I need to be aggressive, to show to people like this is why UFC brought me to UFC. And yeah, I was very focused. I was very disciplined, was focused, and everything what I did, I was imagined before, and I know that it will gonna happen like that.
11 knockouts and 16 victories in MMA. But what's very interesting about your style is your speed. You are so fast with the strikes. I would like to know, do you think you're a power puncher, or do you think you get your knockouts because of your speed and because of your timing?
No, it's different. It's not about this. It's about to be unpredictable. I'm very unpredictable. I can do things and see things inside cage that others people, all the fighters can't see. Many times I pick the round. Many times I know when they hurt, and I can read the body language and take the opportunity to the time to the finish. Always my goal is finish the fight. All my victories speak for themselves, and when I see the opportunity, believe me, I go for it. And I don't like let the fights go to the judges. I like finish. It's in my blood. It's in my veins, and when I see, I feel like fires in my blood, in my eyes. So yeah, I feel like I'm unpredictable fire.
Is that your greatest attribute in terms of your MMA skill set, or is there something else that you think is the?
Yeah. No, like I'm considered very, very smart. I don't want to be like very cocky, but I'm considered myself very, very smart. Like I say, I can feel like a ghost. Stopping the time, take beats. use my timing. It's not. It's not. I can say like it's not too much about speed. It's about the timing. Touch, don't be touch. Hit all the time. Take the best moment to hit the guys, and take advantage for their mistakes, for the mistake what they make. And yeah, when they think that I'm slow, I don't do nothing, so I can go and finish and be unpredictable, like change the levels, change the speed of the game. So the game was we won fire, so I can slow down the game a little bit. So they think, okay, he has rest, but in seconds though, I can go. So.
Obviously, you came over from the UFC from RIZIN. A lot of your fights over there took place in a ring. I'd like to know how much different is it fighting in the ring to the cage, and what are the key adjustments you have to make based upon what service you fight under.
The difference is like I always have a lot of problems in my feet in rise, just because I was slide a lot in my first fights in UFC. I was just I'm trying to adapt, to not slide, because I was fighting with shoes in RIZIN. But it's same for me. It's same fighting in the ring or in cage. It's the same, For me, it's just a different fight in front of the people. I love fighting in front of the big crowd. I love to see people see me. It's make me excited. But some fights I have in APEX, in UFC APEX, not too much people. I like feel the people. I like feel like people make the noise, look at me. A lot of people like this. These excite me a lot. Like, okay, I need to put on a show. This is so I am. I become excited when people are there. I can see people.
With that being said, do you struggle fighting in the Apex where there's no crowd and it's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more of an intimate experience?
Also, it made it like it's boring, It's boring. For me, it's boring, It's boring. For me, it was new thing, I've been fighting with like in front of 30,000 people, 40,000 people in Japan, For me, it was like every day like that, when I was in Japan. So I become used, So when I fight in Apex, it's okay. It's a little bit like nobody here, it's okay,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you notice a difference in the crowd? Obviously, the Japanese crowd are known for being quite respectful and quite quiet, and the American crowd you fought under a little bit more rowdy. Did you notice a difference in the fans?
Yeah, like in the beginning, Japan was like that, but then like they start to be a little bit more louder, They make more noise, In my last fight, you can see everybody like scream and say my name. Was good. They are very respectful. It's a good culture, because like even if you are the first fight of the card, all people are already there, all people are already there. If you are the first fight here in United States, you're just gonna see a few people, not all. They just come to main card. It's a little bit respectful, It's a little bit respectful for the fighters that want to fight in big events, like when UFC make UFC numbers, like UFC 2 or something. You don't see all the people, So you pay the ticket to watch all the fights, from the beginning to the end, So in Japan it was so different. From the first fight start, when have the show, they start with show first before every event. They start to make a show. The seats are already all complete, Nobody come like just to watch the main card. Everybody watch from the beginning to the end.
100%. If we talk about the future a little bit, you're ranked number 12 at flyweight at the moment. I had a little bit of a check at the rankings. Other than the guys in the top 5, everyone from kind of I think 6 to 10 is booked at the moment. The only guys I think above you that aren't booked are Tim Elliott and David Dvorak. Are either of those fights interest you at all?
Of course, I'm gonna fight December 17. Actually, I'm gonna fight December 17.
Oh, you have a booking?
Yeah, I have December 17. Unfortunately, I can't tell right now, but he's one of these two guys that you mentioned. It's one of that you mentioned. Is December 17. I hope that the fight go like we expect, because like right now, like I'm not sure about anything. You know, this year was big crazy, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun match. You know, I'm being ready all the year. Right now, I'm just training, relax a little bit more, and wait for December.
When did you get the booking?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Seems like a really long camp. Over 3 months for a camp.
Yeah, it's been a long. I've been training since January, bro. I've been training since January.
So after all the difficulties, after the cancelled fight, after all of that, how does it feel to have, I know you've been training, but to have a focus to train for?
I know I'm being focused. Actually, my mental part is solid. You know, it's very wise. You know, nothing to worry. Everything is in a time of the God. You know, I believe a lot in God, and whatever He give me, you know, I accept and I'm grateful. You know, so always I'm thinking like that. If the things don't go well, it's because sometimes I'm do shit and I pay my karma still. You know, so it is what it is, and yeah, I'm just wait very very calm tranquility for this fight and be training smart health, you know. So this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, we have two champions in your division at the moment. We have the full champion Deiveson Figueiredo and an interim champion Moreno, who look like they're going to square off for the fourth match. Now, I know you've had some comments about Figueiredo's maybe situation regarding his contract, but who do you favour in the fourth match between Figueiredo and Moreno?
But whatever they give me, you know, whatever I face, you know, against Deiveson, I'm more young than him, you know. I have the time and the speed and everything better than him, the cardio. We see a lot of mistakes what he make, you know. He exposed a lot of his face, you know. If he exposed a lot of his face against me, believe my hands is very different than other guys, you know. I have the power of knockout, what they don't have in this division. So I have the most knockouts in this division. So need to be careful, you know, how we play, you know, because we're not here to play, you know. We're here to take head off. So Brandon is another case. Like I'm not see like it's tough, but I'm not see like a tough fighter. You know, he's being you know, he have a extremely evolution. But like it's not underestimate him like a champ. He's deserved because he's there, but I'm not see any danger over there. Believe me. I don't want to say too much, but I don't like. I seem like a shit, you know. I don't see nothing, you know.
I know from previous interviews that you think that you believe you're the best flyweight in the world. So what I'd like to ask is, who do you think would give you the toughest fight in the flyweight division?
The toughest fight probably is gonna be one of my friends, you know, Askarov. Probably the tough fight, you know. We're gonna if we fight, we're probably gonna fight just only for the title, you know. It's the one of the I've been training his many stuff, his talent, you know, strong. Probably the Askarov, you know.
Yeah.
Pantoja, we can say that he's a tremendous fighter. He's in both games stand, and I become impressed, you know, impressed with him. I never expect he have a good strike, you know, have a good time. It's not to make excuse, but I was sliding in this fight. My feet was sliding. was not me in that fight. Like, but no danger. Like we fight. Like nobody touch too much with each other. I have a lot of respect. People can see that. Like we are close. We are close. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. I'd like to ask you a bit of a different question next, because your nickname is the Starboy, which obviously is synonymous with the Weeknd, the singer.
Yeah.
But your celebration now mirrors Cristiano Ronaldo's celebration, where you jump backwards and you let your arms fall to your side. I'd like to know, of those two celebrities, Cristiano Ronaldo or the Weeknd, who would you rather meet in person?
Like when I was kid, people was calling me prodige, prodige, because I was fighting with a lot of old people, and I was so young. One of my first fights amateur was on 14. Then the first fight was with 17 in professional, and I was beat people like more old than me, like men of the families. I was beat like nothing. So they give me prodige. But when I entered to Japan, I started to put on show, all the fashion things there, all the time. People start calling Starboy, over there. Was the mention. The celebration, like I love Ronaldo, he's a reference from Portugal. He's the man, over there. I love soccer, I've been in soccer a lot from kid. I was to be a professional, but I followed the mixed martial arts that is in the blood of my family. But I was a good player, and always I see like Ronaldo like example, the man that achieved many things, to be very disciplined, to be very dedicated to the things what he do. So for me, represent something like that is an honor, because in Portugal you speak like a Ronaldo, and you speak about me.
Where is your city in Portugal? Where I know
Porto.
You are Porto. I was in Porto a couple of weeks ago. It's a fantastic city.
Yeah. Whatever you need there, my brother, just tell me.
We will meet up in Porto one day. Have port wine.
We run the city, brother.
We will. I know you're a busy man, so we've got one final question for you. We are at the end of September 2022. Where would you like to be in your career in 12 months' time? What do you want to have accomplished by the end of September 2023?
Right now, 2023, just see my daughter very happy, just see my daughter happy, provide everything what I didn't have when I was a kid, and give to her, and stay with her all the time. It's my favorite thing. It's my best thing. What I have is the thing what I most love is be with her and provide everything, and see her smile and her face always, all day.
Amazing answer. Thank you so much for your time today, and
You're welcome.
And I really look forward to seeing you back in action on December the 17th.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot.
Before we finish, Manel, how can people find you on social media, and any sponsors you would like to shout out, or anything like that? The floor is yours to shout out your socials.
I just want to say thank you to my sponsors, always from Japan. All the sponsors, my Dreambox, it's my sponsor right now. All the fans that being support me, I want to say thank you. And for Japan, arigato gozaimasu.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.